Hello everyone, I'm River Fox and welcome to the channel. Now just before we do get into today's video, I have a bit of a confession to make. Now for anyone who has been following my channel for quite some time, you will know that I will always try and do my storm shield defenses. I will always do them solo, and I will always try and do it with the least amount or no shooting whatsoever. And well, I can only put this down to the fact perhaps I think I've been overworking on Save the World over the last week or so. I've literally grinded out so many videos that I think I've pretty much blew myself out. And in the Twine Peak Storm Shield Defense number 8, I did kill 3 husks, and that is, I think, the first 3 husks that I have killed in a storm shield defense for quite some time. Not only that, I managed to get myself attacked by takers in a lighthouse that they shouldn't have been able to get into, and yeah, I think I've been a little bit sloppy over the last few days. So today was meant to be the Twine Peaks Storm Shield Defense number 9 with 0 shooting, 0 combat, 0 defenders and 0 trap replacement. It was going to be the most epic Twine Peak Storm Shield defense that I think I've ever done. And this is what I ended up with.
You did!
So yeah, as you can see, I was getting a bit too cocky, and I was leaving it AFK on the one screen while I was actually working on the second screen, checking through my YouTube comments and replying to comments on there. So yeah, I don't actually have the full Twine Peak Storm Shield Defense number 9 solo with 0 shooting, 0 combat, blah blah blah. So as you will probably see it playing in the background, it will be my failed attempt. Now this was the attempt I did before this full video, which I screwed up on. I did manage to get it all the way through, I think, till around about the last minute before I started taking damage on the amplifiers. And yeah, so I ended it literally with a couple of seconds to spare and went straight back in there, added a few extra traps and went for the full run. So I can only ask that you do trust me that I did actually complete the Twine 9 with 0 shooting, no defenders, no trap replacement, pretty much AFK apart from placing the base down. And yeah, I did complete it, but unfortunately no proper video for it. So the test run will be playing in the background, but what I'm going to do now, I am going to get rid of the webcam and the web frame. And what I'm going to do in the top corner now as well, I will pop in a separate bit of video which is going to go through the actual builds and the added traps that I did have to add for this defense. So I hope you do enjoy. We'll see you in a minute, and let's get on with Twine Peaks number 9. Okay then, now first of all, the reason that I did have to shoot the 3 husks in the Twine Peaks Storm Shield Defense number 8 is because of the Valley amplifier here. Now for this amplifier, it is totally my own laziness for not double checking everything before I actually started the video. And the reason that those 3 husks got through, I had 2 which came through from this direction, and that was because I had forgotten to place that gas trap there and that broadside over there, and that is the only reason that those 2 husks got through. If I had to double check them, then that would never have happened. And the other husk that we did have managed to get through here when he got flung up from that that launcher. He got flung all the way over here, caught himself on the drop trap and landed at this point, which he then walked all the way over there. And because of that, that is why I had to shoot that husk. So if I had blocked these two sections off, that again wouldn't have happened. So that is why I did actually fail on the zero shooting of SSD 8. But now on to the Storm Shield Defense number 9. Now with Storm Shield Defense number 9, as you may see from the gameplay that will be showing on your screen, this SSD is based on elimination rounds. So for SSD number 9, you will not be able to use the full endurance builds which we have been able to use for all of the other defenses, because the endurance builds are set up for recycling husks, which means killing as little as possible but sending them back and keeping them occupied until the timer runs out. Whereas with the Storm Shield Defense number 9, because you have to eliminate those husks, then it is no good just recycling them. You do need to kill them as quickly as possible. And the best way to do that is with tire traps. Tire traps are the best trap currently in Fortnite Save the World. They have overtaken the gas trap, which is no longer the best trap in the game. The ceiling drop trap is by far the best. Now another really good trap is the broadside. And the reason I have these floor spikes down here is because we were getting the lobbers and flingers which kept coming over to this point trying to lob over to our amplifier. So by placing these down on the floor, it will prevent them from standing at this spot, because all the while they will be taking damage from these traps, they won't stand at that spot. So if they do come over here, then they're going to get hit by the launchers, which of course will send them back. So the only direction they will have to go is over here. And of course, as soon as they do that, then the broadsides are going to take them out, and our ceiling tire traps as well. So you will see for the SSD 9, there will be a lot of tire traps. But that is literally the best and quickest way to get them out of the way. Now for again, for SSD number 9, I did have to borrow structures from other amplifiers, mainly for the fact that both our lava amplifier, which is this one down here, so that will not get attacked, and our hill amplifier over there, that will not get attacked. And we also have over here as well, we have our bridge amplifier, and this will not get attacked, which is why there are literally no structures over there whatsoever. It is the last one that we are going to be placing as well. So even on Twine Peaks number 10, as far as I am aware, this will not get attacked. So we don't need to worry about building for that one. Even though we do need to place it, we don't need to worry about building on it. Now I did as well have to take some structures from my beach amplifier over here, which I did take some of my lobber shield, because again this will not get attacked. I have tested this quite extensively now over the last couple of days before doing this video, and I have never been attacked on the Twine 9 on this amplifier. I haven't started on Twine 10 yet, which I'm going to have a couple of days break from Save the World before I get on to number 10, just because I have done so many videos the last few days, and I want to make sure that number 10 is the absolute best that I can get, because it's going to be the last final storm shield in Twine Peaks before the endurance. I want to make sure that I do get this absolutely perfect for you, so I will be taking some time off. But I did take off I think it was about 1 or 2 rows of lobber shield there, so that I could use the structures elsewhere. Now, this one here, which will be attacked on wave 3, this one is your ramp amplifier, and the only additional structures I did add here was a extra row of lobber shield, only because very occasionally you could get a lobber or flinger which would fling over to the amplifier. So that is the only change I've made there. Now for the home base, from the east, I haven't really made any changes apart from taking out 2 structures from here because they weren't needed whatsoever. I did remove the back row of this again for additional structures. Now, I will be doing a separate video on this, but I'm not sure yet whether this is going to stay like this or whether I am going to change this even further. Literally because of that, which is getting annoying. And yeah, it constantly, no matter what I do, I come into my storm shield and the lava ball keeps on shifting, and I'm so fed up with keep rebuilding it to shift it over here that I will be changing this structure again. But for the defense number 9, I did remove my Bridge of Eternity only for the fact that it did take up too many structures. It was an absolutely awesome and fun design, and I really enjoyed making that, but it did take up far too many structures, and it was too slow for Storm Shield 9. I mean, it will work pretty well in your endurance where you do have to recycle them, but for elimination rounds it was no good at all. So all we have got then, we have got our floor launchers here. We have 2 broadsides on the sides and identical over there, so those broadsides will be bouncing back and forth across this all of the time, and we just have 3 launchers in there to be sending them back down, which hopefully quite often they will come down here where the lava ball will hit them and kill them anyway, and then if they do make it back up, then we do have, of course, the broadsides to do all of the work. So that has been changed, but I will be doing a new video for this. I'm going to do a new build and try and reduce the structures down on here quite drastically, because this doesn't get attacked very much on your endurance anyway. Now, the main changes that I did make for the Storm Shield Defense 9 is from your Ridge amplifier, and again, because we are on elimination rounds and not timed rounds, I have had to add in a lot of extra traps here in order to make this work, because you will get smashers in Twine 9, and there's normally about 3 or 4 of them, and for whatever reason, it only seems to be in the SSDs. When you are doing your endurance, any smashers always go up that direction, the same as all of the other husks. But in the SSD, for some reason, the smashers love to come up this way. So although we do have a lot of block off here, we have had to add in extra traps. Now, what I have got under here, because the smashers kept coming in, we have left all our normal block off here, but I've added in gas traps all the way along this row, so that when the smashers do come up under here, then they will be taking constant damage, and it normally kills them off and recycles them that way. I did have a second row of it, but I did take that out so I could use structures elsewhere. But it tended to keep them at least under control enough. I haven't bothered recycling any of these extra structures up to tier 3, because they aren't going to be staying. After I've done this SSD number 10, these will not be staying. This will all be returned back to my full endurance build. So again, we have a lot of tire traps over the spawn, because we will have spawn point over there, but we will also have spawn point down here. Now, depending where it does spawn, sometimes it can take that trap out, and sometimes it can take these 2 out. but either way, we do have loads of broadsides. We've got gas traps under these two as well, and it will keep them at bay long enough to be able to get those smashers out of the way. Now, I did add over here, because we will have a spawn up here as well, I did add in a couple of tire traps just up here, just so it would catch them all the way down. It will go all the way down there. And we've got another broadside, and we've got some ceiling zappers as well, just to catch them as they come in through here, to deal the damage and kill them off as quickly as possible. But that's really the only changes that I did make there. Now, for this pit amplifier over here, which will always get attacked on wave 4, this one again has got a lot of tire traps set up here, again for eliminating as quickly as you possibly can. And I've also got broadside set up so that these will literally be bouncing back and forth at all points during the spawn. I did add in a load of tire traps up here as well, because sometimes the husks will sort of come around this way to get towards this. And yeah, it is literally just some extra gas traps up here, because the smashers did like to pound at these walls here, which we've got pretty much an open space behind that. So I put the gas traps up here so that all the while they are stuck in the tar pit trying to bash at the wall, they will be taking constant damage. If they get over this far enough, then I added this little bit in here, just so that when they are launched from these wall launchers, they will hit that wall and they will fall straight down into the lava, which will kill them off instantly. I think I may have had perhaps one husk, one smasher that actually made it as far as this end launcher here. But apart from that, everything else did get taken out pretty nicely. For any that did happen to actually make it far enough over there to come up this, then they would always path through this way. So I did add in 2 launchers there, just to launch them straight into the lava, which will kill them off instantly. And if anything did get knocked down this way from our tire traps, then we had some more launchers and wooden floor spikes down there. So that did work quite effectively. Now, I know this may look like an absolute shambles, and it is not a fantastic build as in the endurance builds, but I mean, in these SSDs, you need to make sure you are killing these husks as quickly as possible. So you don't really want to be spending loads of time on loads of fancy trap tunnels. Just literally tire traps and broadsides and get rid of them as quickly as you can. Now for the last one over here. Now on Twine 9, they tended to always come from the west. I'm not sure whether that is just the RNG that I had, or whether it will change then on Twine 10, whether they will start coming over from the north. But I did add in a load over there just in case, which we'll go through in a moment. But as they will be spawning then at this point here and at these points down here, then anything that spawns here gets pretty much taken out by our ceiling drop traps relatively straight away. If they make it far enough over here, then I've left our normal launchers, which we have for our endurance build, but we have some tar pits here which will slow them and stop them there. And of course we have the gas traps up above, which then will be causing constant damage all the while they are stuck in that spot. So I didn't really get any problem with them getting through on this bit. So that is from there. Now if they do come this side, I did add in an extra row here. Pretty much everything up there is identical to the endurance build, but I added an extra row with some more wooden floor spikes and 2 more broadsides, and again loads and loads of ceiling drop traps, all of which are going to be killing them off as quickly as possible. Everything from pretty much this point upwards is the same as the endurance build. I did add in a broadside there because I found after about 3/4 of the way through the wave, which is 1,200 husks, they were trying to bash through this wall. And I also added a launcher there and another broadside in there as well, because if they did bash through this one and through this structure here, then it would fling them back out. And if it didn't with smashers, then the broadsides literally going back and forth across this spot pretty much took them out instantly there. So that is that one. Now I did put a couple more gas traps here just in case they decided to break through, but on the final one, which I didn't quite get, well, I didn't get the video for, then this worked absolutely perfect. In fact, they didn't make it to this point on my final one. They pretty much got to this point and there was no further problem. So yeah, that is from the west. Now from the north, the only additions that I have made here from the endurance build is again literally loads and loads and loads and loads of ceiling drop traps, which I didn't get to test this side out because I never seem to get attacked from this one, but I'm going to leave these up because when I am doing my Twine 10, there is the possibility that they may come from this direction, so this should pretty much take them out and sort them out. But yeah, that is all the changes that I have done for the Twine Peaks Storm Shield Defense number 9. As I said, there are 3 amplifiers there that pretty much never get attacked, so you don't have to stress over building for those because they won't get attacked. And if it proves me wrong and somebody does get attacked, then I'm really sorry, but I've run this now on 2 accounts. I have done all of my SSDs on my main account, and I'm only now the final one on this second account, and I have never ever, and I'm gonna land in the lava, there we go, ooh, that was close, I have never ever been attacked, now it did, from that direction. So yeah, you shouldn't need to build for those at all. But that is everything that I did set up for my Twine Peaks Storm Shield Defense number 9. Nothing fancy, it is literally just a spam of the best trap in the game, and that is going to be your quickest way of getting through Twine Peaks Storm Shield Defense number 9. So if by the time I finish this, if there is still any of the actual footage that I've got now left, then I will leave that to play out on the video until you get to the end, and you can see then the point I did leave and fail in the last minute. But I hope you do find this useful, and I hope it does help you out anyway. I will definitely 100% make sure that my Twine Peaks Storm Shield Defense number 10 is absolutely perfect and sorted before I do the recording, and I will make sure that I do get the actual footage to record on the right monitor. But until then, I do hope that this does help you out. If it does, don't forget to hit that like down below, smash that subscribe before you go, and if you turn on the notification bell, then you will always get updated of all my content when it comes out. If you do buy anything from the Fortnite store, please consider using code RiverFox, as it will help me out a great deal. But I'm going to take a couple of days off. I will still have videos to post and upload, but I will take a couple of days off now, and I will see you all very soon for another one. But until then, I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe, my friends.